Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman, who would be with me normally, would be Jeff Doss. Jeff Doss is going to be here just a little bit later, guys. But with me right now is not Jeff Doss. It is Justice Floyd. Justice, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Hanging in there. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. But I will be honest, man. I'm feeling old.
What?
I'm feeling. Now, look at me, Justice. I look old. I got glasses on. All right.
No.
But these aren't like glasses. This is how old I feel. They're glasses. They're blue light glasses. Because my eyes get like this at the end of the night. When you're like squinting and you can't, because you've been staring at a screen all day, whether it be your computer, your phone, an iPad, a TV. Everything's in front of us is a dang screen. So I got to put these dang things on. So I'm staring at a screen to protect myself from myself.
No,
so
man,
you're 19, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, when you're 19, this is like, it don't matter. It's like you're rubber. You shoot yourself in the eye. It don't matter. Come on, man. You know that to be true. You do some dumb stuff when you're 19, you fall straight down on concrete. You're like, man, I'll be all right. I'll be back tomorrow.
Just brush it off. Just brush it off.
All right, so Justice, where are you from?
I'm from, or it's a little town. It's about 15 minutes from Myrtle Beach. It's called Aner, South Carolina.
Okay. Now, I tell the insiders, the people listen to us all the time, I have a funny accent that is not exactly recognizable, but yours is. You definitely have a tiny bit of a Southern accent. It's kind of cool, to be honest with you. Right? I kind of dig it because I don't ever hear it. That's why I think it's cool. So, man, you're really starting to peak up in this point fighting game that we got going on right now in sport karate. Tell me a little bit about so what karate school are you from? What team are you with? What group are you with? Tell me a little bit. Who's your instructor?
My instructor is my dad and my mom. About this April it'll be 5 years. We opened up our own karate school. My mom and dad did.
What's it called?
FSK, Florida Sport Karate, and I've been up under them throughout the whole time. Yeah, I mean, but like when it comes down to my sparring, my dad's always been the one there coaching me. He's always had my back.
I think your dad's been on. He's the insider. He's been on and commenting on the shows a number of times. So that's cool.
Yes, sir.
All right. Your dad's name's Kyle, right?
No.
Who's that? Who am I thinking?
Kyle is my uncle.
Is your uncle?
Yes, sir.
All
my
right,
dad is Terry Floyd.
Look at you laughing at me. All right, so that's your game. Okay, so tell me a little bit about because I'll tell you, man. I've been watching some of your fights. I like your style a little bit, man. I will tell you, I dig it. You got a lot of what I've heard Travis call it before. You got a lot of piss and vinegar in you. I don't know if you've ever heard that term before. I've heard it before. Basically, it just means you'll run right through a wall almost just to go get it done, what it is that you want to get done. And so there's a lot of that to your game. So you're part of VFT Fight Card 7, so VFT 7. Tell me a little bit about your VFT experience so far. What's your experience with what the virtual fight tour has been like?
Oh, I mean, I've watched all the other virtual fight tours. I mean, it seems fun. I can definitely tell I love the atmosphere of what Jesse and them they give out. Want to give a shout out to Jesse for reaching out to me and allowing me to participate in this virtual fight tour. But I mean, to me, it's just basically almost like another tournament fight. I just got 3 rounds. I got to do what I do. Just do it the best I can.
Now, before I comment on that, let's not forget, we are officially sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour. Don't forget, go get your tickets. This Saturday is when the fight card goes down. Don't wait till Saturday to get your tickets. Don't be one of those guys. Get your tickets now. You can go on myuventex.com. You can find it. Virtual Fight Tour. All right, so God got you right there. That was good.
Yeah.
Hey, no. So you mentioned something like it's 3 rounds. I do 3 rounds all the time. It is different, though, Kyle. I don't know if you've been training for this. It is definitely different when you have to fight 3 rounds in school, or when you're fighting 3
Mm-hmm.
rounds with one opponent and you got like a 30-second to 1 minute break. That's a big difference. What's your training been like leading up to this?
Well, after class, I do a lot of cardio rounds. I do it with a training mask. But I try to do a little bit of everything: footwork, kicking, blitzing. I try to do as much cardio that's related to my fighting than instead of like running, because running technically almost has nothing to do with sparring cardio. So I try to do a lot of stuff that has to do with my fighting.
Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you a question. And I feel like we might agree, but I'm not certain.
Yeah.
All right. So you just mentioned something about running. Do you like running at all?
Oh, no, I mean, I love running, like especially long distance running.
You like that?
Like in
You
high
won't do it
school.
for training?
Do what?
But you won't do it for training?
I mean, like I do like running like just to warm up, but like high school, like I graduated high school, I had a 5:37 mile, and then outside of high school, I was just
Pretty
doing it
good.
just to do it, and I did it at a 5 minutes 7 seconds, and then when was it, about a year ago, I had my
Right.
adult black belt test. And my dad, on part of the physical test, because we have a physical test, he made me run 5 miles, and I did that in 37 minutes. I mean, so running, like I love running. Like, I mean, I love it as a passion.
Time out. 5 miles.
Yes, sir.
You did it in 37 minutes.
On the highway. Yes, sir.
I mean, all right. All right. So now I'm trying to gather where the heck you were talking about. So you were talking about like you don't want to train, you don't want to run for training?
Well, like I said, I run a little bit just to get warmed up before I start any of my other training.
All right. Never mind. So I don't like it. I'll tell you right now if you weren't figuring that out. Because it's an aerobic activity, and I feel like the type
Mm-hmm.
of activity we do is very anaerobic, where
Yeah.
sprint, stop, things like that. Not just
Yeah, a lot of short bursts.
but that 1 minute mile, I tell you what, that was or that 1 mile time, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I
Five
mean,
seven,
I was
five oh
getting it. I
seven
was
is the
happy.
quickest you've done it?
Yes, sir.
Yuck. All right. Did you be honest? Did you throw up?
No, I actually didn't.
All right. All right. Tell me a little bit about your game. For those of us who haven't gotten a chance to see a lot of Justice Floyd, tell them what they're getting ready to see.
Um, or anyone that knows me knows that I love to kick, but how my training came up is that you can't basically be a one trick pony, as we like to call it. Like, you want to be like a lot of the top fighters now. Like I watched a lot of your videos and stuff, and a lot of top fighters now, I mean, you have dominant kickers and you also got dominant people that rest with hands and stuff. But I always try to be well rounded with both. I don't want. I mean, I just don't want people saying, "Oh, he's just a kicker," or "He's just a puncher," or "He just likes to move." I try to be as much well rounded as I possibly can, just in case it's something. If I'm fighting a person, or if their kicks are better than mine, or if their hands are better than mine, I like to fall back on something else to help me.
Well, that's obviously extremely important because there's a lot of times, pretty much all my entire career, I was like, because I'm only mentioning this because you said you watched mine, but people will say, "Oh, yeah, this guy's just a kicker," and instead of having the attitude you did,
Mm.
what I have the attitude is, "Yeah, so freaking what?" Beat me.
Yeah.
And the problem is when they do, now what the hell are you gonna do? So that's good. It's good that you got this strategy. I like it. But if you had something to hang your hat on, I love the way your body position is while you're kicking. You have a very upright body position. That's very, very good to do. And I think the best part of a great kicker is a rechamber, right? Is
Yes, sir.
being able to rechamber. I think some of the best rechambers I've ever seen would be Jason Borelli, number one. That guy's he's the best ever.
He's amazing.
Jason Borelli, uh, Justin Ortiz, but actually one of the best rechambers I've ever seen is from someone like Jeremy Francoeur. He's got a fantastic reach chamber without adjusting the body the way it comes back around. How much do you weigh?
I fluctuate in between 175, 180. It just
Okay,
depends.
you're a little bit more than I thought. All right, so you're like in the light middle to middle. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So who are you? Tell us who you're going up against.
Michael. How do you pronounce his last name?
That's kind of what I was hoping you were going to be able to pronounce it. He's from Leclerc. He's from Leclerc, right?
Yeah, he's from Leclerc. It's Michael. I think Lethierry. I think.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
I didn't have a lot of homework on him. I've never seen him in person. I've never seen him fight, but I heard that he fought in the last virtual fight tour card and teams and stuff. So, I mean, anyone that's on virtual fight tour or even Leclerc, it's a respected school name. I mean, I know to not sleep on him. Not let my guard down for anything.
Yeah, well, dude, you got a lot of people commenting on the show right now who just are all about you apparently. But even Kyle was like Trevor Nash. Trevor Nash has got a great one. Who's Amber saying Justin Floyd blows my mind. Yeah. So you got a lot of fans. Look at this, man. Look at this. All right.
That's all them from my school.
That's right. Sean Dumlau is giving you love. That's a great endorsement.
Thank you, Sean.
What's happening, Sean? All right. Obviously, if I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna guess you're gonna say you're gonna win because you got to have confidence in yourself.
Hands down. I mean, I don't see it any other way.
How? Because everybody's got to say that. Do you know your opponent?
Like I said, not firsthand, but right. Like I said, I mean, I know me, and I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. I know my own holes. I fixed them. So I have confidence in myself and what I can do.
4 points? You beat him by 4 points?
That's whatever I can do.
I'm asking you. You beat him by 4 or more? You got 3 rounds to do this. You got 3 rounds.
I mean, it's a goal, but I would say shoot for 15 or more. I mean,
heck,
my goal. What was Anthony Merrick's all high scoring record in virtual fight tour? It was 31. I think.
Does he have the highest, or is it still Darren Payne? He has the biggest spread. Or does he have the most points? He might have the most points.
That's what I've heard. I think it was like 31, 33, but
you had to land a lot of kicks, my friend.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've made it a goal I want to beat, if it's Darren's or if it's Anthony's. I know they're both amazing fighters, but my goal, I want to beat their high scoring record.
Now, you get extra points if you go off the cage.
Yes, I was practicing that today off my walls.
You can do this.
I mean, I know for a fact I can do it. I just got to play my cards right when I do it.
Have you done this before?
Like jumping off?
Have you actually done it before?
No. But
tell me a minute. You're saying you could pull something off. That with all eyes on you, never even attempted it before. You could pull it off.
I have 100% confidence that I can if I try.
All right, man. I love this confidence. I got to tell you what. Because I tell you, what's Christy saying? We love you, tall person. All right. How tall are you?
6'1".
All right. Yeah. So you got for 175. You got some length to you.
Yes, sir.
Look at all this love you're getting, man.
I love it, man. I love my fan base. I love all my people.
All right, Mike P's even excited to see you fight. You got to be kidding me, man. You got to give yourself a pat on the back right now.
He's an idol. I'm honored to just have him in the presence, of watching me. I've seen amazing things from him. He's awesome.
All right. Okay. I gotta know this. What's up, Jeff? Jeff, don't worry about it, man. Justice is keeping it down for you, man. All right, Justice. Who's your favorite fighter of all time?
If it came down to one, based off of either their confidence in the ring or swag or even just a well-rounded, of course, for me it's always Raymond Daniels. I just love what he can do, what he can pull off. Nothing stops him. I mean, but like top three or like Zoltan Roddy. I just love how well rounded he is. He's a kicker. He can blitz when he wants. Raymond Daniels, and probably have to say just Trevor Nash, because I love his mentality of kicking. I mean, when he kicks, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you block it, it's going to hurt when you block. I just love his mentality of kicking.
Yes, Trevor's got some badassery to him.
He's awesome, man.
Trevor's done. He's fought injured when he shouldn't be fighting, and he'll either win the whole tournament or lose in the final. And he'll knock guys out. I mean, we've all seen him do it, but he started in this game young too. If you ever get a chance, listen to how Mike Conroy started the first CJB team, or I think it was at that time Elite. If you ever ask him, it was a fight between Jason Borelli and Trevor Nash, and he was trying to form his team, and he said, I want both those guys. And that's how it started. But listen to the way he says it. Obviously, if you've ever heard of Mike Conroy's story, Mike Conroy tells the greatest stories anybody's ever heard. So, but the biggest thing around it was just kind of what we talked about before, just a bunch of piss and vinegar when he was like 17 years old, just running through walls and people. Who's someone you want to fight right now? Someone that's like, all right, if I'm going to be something, I gotta take this dude down.
I've always wanted to see how I'd match up against Kevin Walker.
I was just going to say, if you're going to be something right now between 175 and 180, you better say Kevin Walker.
Yeah,
he's the guy right now at that.
He's amazing. He's on.
He and Ryan George
right now. He's awesome.
What about Ryan George? Have you fought him before?
I think I've been in the same division as him. I don't think I ever made it up to him, but I mean, his leg is probably one of the most respected legs right now in the fighting game. He just won Pro Point. Congrats to him on that. He did awesome. But he's another person I would like to see how I would match up against.
That's pretty cool. All right. Well, dude, you got a bunch of fans out here. Yeah. Oh, Mike P, thank you. Listen, Mike P's telling me he's like, glad to see you not freezing, Alex. Last week was the worst show in the history of Inside Scoop. Wasn't even close. All right, I go back and I listened to every episode afterwards. It was struggling just to make it through, and it was so horrible because I kept freezing. I had AT&T here the next day. I was so mad. So mad. My internet was bad. Yeah, whatever. I'm good now. But, dude, if you're going to make it through, we kind of were just talking about this. You got to make it through Kevin Walker. You got to make it through Ryan George. Those are just guys right now that we're talking about. Let's say tournaments are back to normal. All right? Let's pretend like everything's open. What's the event you're like, yeah, I'm gonna win that one. I could take it down. What's the tournament you really want?
The tournament I'd really want to do or really want to win. There's so many of them. Well, I know we got Jeremy Roquet's tournament in April. That's a fighting tournament. I mean, I would I know who Jeremy Roquet is. I know what he can do. I know of his past. Murphy Gonzalez. I would like to win that one. I've heard there's some big names going down there. But I think I'm just like everyone else that would just love to win any of the big tournaments. Just any of them that I can win. Nothing in particular.
Because if you answer this question, you have to follow through on it.
Yeah,
that's the problem. But that's also why I asked it. Because if you say it, now it's out there.
Yeah.
So it's up to you if you want to answer it.
Like I said, like Jeremy Roquet's tournament, we're going down there to Florida.
All right, that's the one.
Yeah, after Virtual Fight Tour, that's the next one that's on the list. I'll be training hard for that. And we'll be down there in Florida. We'll be taking us a team, and we're gonna see how I match up with everyone.
Dude, Terry's jumping on right now. He says, if you don't know of Justice Floyd before, you will soon know. Look at this.
I told him
that's pretty dope.
Yeah, okay. Terry's my dad. For anyone that didn't know, Kyle's
Yeah.
not my dad.
Well, yeah, that was my mess up.
No, you're
If you
good. You're
don't
good.
listen, if you listen to the show enough, you're gonna know a couple of things. Alex talks
Yeah.
weird. He's very animated, and he makes mistakes all the time.
No, you're fine. Perfectly fine.
All right. Hey, I'm looking forward to watching you this weekend, brother. All right. Good luck to you. Can't wait to see more of you.
Thank you,
Thanks for
sir.
coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, man. I enjoy it.
All right. Thank you. Yo, that was pretty dope. All right. Insiders, we had Justice Floyd on. I got it. So I didn't really see a lot of them. So I wanted to go back. I wanted to check out some of the Justice Floyd tape. The dude does come off the line pretty good, and his leg is really good. So if you, other than his opponent, go on there, watch his fight. But right now, we don't got Justice Floyd. We got Chance Mother Effa Turner. How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. Just got done teaching some classes.
Yeah. How were classes tonight? How'd everything go?
It was good. It's Wednesday's sparring day, so it's my favorite day of the week, man.
I mean, I know that.
Yeah.
What I would do is I would manipulate my schedule some days to where I had a level every day sparring.
Yeah,
So,
I need to get on that.
But you got it. But no, don't do something like that. Do what works for you. All right. That's just something I would do at times. I always have something to be excited about. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, when school sparring day, that's always something to get really excited about. That's cool. But dude, we just went from the young gun to now the current vet. But I don't even want to say vet because you're in the peak of it now. Just turned 30 years old. You're going to be in the peak for a good 5 years, man. But it's going to be now. We were just talking last week. Jeff and I were talking, like, time's now for you. How do you personally feel, just not about the fight that you have coming up, about Chance Turner? How do you feel about you right now?
I'm good, man. I feel confident. I've learned a lot over the years. I know what works for me as a fighter now, and know to not make some of those mistakes that I have in the past. So I'm confident.
Well, let's go back to the past. Let's learn a little bit about you. You're from Texas. Okay.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people just call you, what is it, Captain Texas? Is that the nickname, Captain Texas? It's a dope
That's
nickname.
the name around Texas.
That's a dope nickname. All right. Captain Texas. You started out, I mean, at first I think I saw you was like 2009. So it's been a little bit, and you've been just 100 miles an hour every fight you fought ever since, right? So I've mentioned this before that, like, you're one of the most athletic fighters fighting right now, all right? And really it's kind of been that way. But tell me what some of your training is like that would make you that way. Now, this is the personal feeling I have. I don't know if you feel that way yourself. I don't know. That's just me. It's just what I'm saying.
No,
right?
I do feel like that. There's a lot of things I can get away with that most people can't in point sparring, and yeah, I can score a lot of cool shit that most people can't too. Yeah, I mean, as far as training, I don't know. I when I was first coming up, like, I really trained. I trained all the fucking cool kicks. I was on YouTube watching all the Raymond Daniels videos. I'm pretty sure when I was younger, saw every single one of his fights, and yeah, I was like, oh, Raymond scored with that. I'm gonna go practice out the backyard right now. So, like, I would practice explosiveness. I would practice, my spin kick and my blitz, and I just really stuck to it. And I'd find ways to get faster at it, and that's it's kind of been cemented. And now I just kind of not coast, whatever. I kind of keep I don't know, keep it up.
Well, I found what's interesting what you just said, because both you and Justice really talked about Raymond, all right? Now that he's not point fighting anymore, it's better that we could talk about him now. I feel like that's appropriate, all right? So you got it when you first were watching him, you were a kid, all right?
Yep.
So you got an opportunity to go from looking up to him, but then I feel like as soon as you made adult, like, you fought him like right away. Didn't you?
Yeah, I fought him when I was 19. I fought him at Super Grands, and I did all right.
At him.
I did all right like the first minute, and then he pulled away. I got hit. He hit me with like a pop, back fist in my eye, and I was like, shit. And yeah, but
Kyle's talking about how you hit Ray with that spin kick of Super Grands. This is probably the same fight that we're talking about.
that was actually the second time that we fought. I fought him in 09 Super Grands, and I think I was a straight up that year, and then I fought him with Bay Area's best a couple, maybe 2 years after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, but it didn't really feel like watching, like you were that starstruck when you fought him.
No, that's like the one person I wanted to beat. I've still never beaten him. It's been some entertaining fights, but yeah, no, that was the one person. So I've always I don't know. I've seen him kind of take me lightly in the ring, and I'm not one to let anybody take me lightly.
Well, speaking of hitting lightly, that ain't you. You don't exactly hit lightly. All right. So I've heard other people talk about how you're a heavy hitter, you're a knockout artist. I think I was at AKA Warrior Cup like a year and a half ago. What up, Jeff?
What's up, man?
What's up, Jeff?
Look at this. Jeff Ross in the house. We're just here talking to Chance. We were talking about how Chance is a heavy hitter here.
Yes.
And I remember I was just going around interviewing people, just asking them like, who are your top 5 knockout artists? And a couple people brought you up. Right?
That's cool to hear.
So yeah, so you put some people down. But like when you fight, is that ever like your intention to be like, have you ever got to the point where you're like, F this dude?
I mean, I have, but
yeah, just be honest. Just own it.
It takes a lot for me to get that. I'm a pretty calm dude, and most of the time I'm trying to follow up on a combo, or I'm just trying to, give it my all. But there's a couple of people that can pull that out.
All right. I'm going to ask you before Alex does, name some of those people. See, I know Alex likes to know, so,
I was eventually going to get there. Here, let's word it. Let's word it differently.
Yeah.
If you were fighting someone and you knocked them out, who would you be like? Yeah, I'm okay with that.
What show is this?
If I knock them out, I'm okay with that.
Oh, you already know. Guess.
Tomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't hate the dude. I think it's just an American pride thing. I don't know.
No, tell me. So is it his game?
Yeah, I hate the way the dude fights. Like he's got like a reverse punch, or it's like a sit back and wait reverse punch and try and hit you with a ridge hand or something. And I don't know. Y'all seen the video, but yeah, that would be a fun sight. I don't know if he'd do it, but that'd be fun.
Well,
Hey,
I
yeah.
kind of feel the same about his game. Okay? Now, here's where I'm going to give the guy credit. He made the most of what he is. Because have you ever seen him kick?
No.
The reason.
Yeah, that's true. Like you can't take anything away from him. It's just like
I went back.
The athlete in me like fucking hates it. So it's like, yeah.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. I went back because I remember thinking this like, all right, is this just a conscious thing? Like, all right, I'm good at this, so I'm going to stick with this? Because, like, homie, I grew up fighting Greg Betlock, right? If there's anybody who's just going to punch, Greg's that guy. But Greg will kick with you, all right?
Yeah.
A little bit. But Thomas don't lift his foot up. So I'm like, I was searching for videos. And I found a couple where he does kick. It don't look good. Right?
Yeah.
It don't look good. So that's why I'm like, I get where you're like, I don't like this dude's game. All right. But it's more than just that. Tell me what it is a little bit more. Or is there somebody else?
He's the main one. And it's just I think you guys said it right. I think it's kind of just gameplay. I'm not gonna go there, but I think that's the main one.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say I've been at some big events in Texas. And it's been more. I don't think it's a personal thing, but I just think the excitement there, brings everybody out. And when when it's you and Willie and whoever, and everyone's trying to, and everybody is just pumped up.
Yeah, we bang here in Texas.
Yeah, it's like
Willie's smaller than me, and I've had the shit hit out of me from Willie. And I'm like, damn, I didn't think that dude could hit that hard.
Right.
Willie blew up my brother's nose.
Yeah, he
did.
He packs a punch.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, I just think that that's what's cool about. It's fun about the big events in Texas when everybody's there. It's pretty hype.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. So if you guys haven't gone to Texas for a tournament, get out there. And you have one coming up,
yes,
right?
Sir. Centex
Cool,
Open, April
Cool,
17th. We got Bailey Murphy teaching the Friday night before at he's teaching a sparring seminar.
Cool,
And we also have Brume Bros, our Texas group, crowd of guys that are doing their gypsies, or I'm sorry, Phillips Gypsy, and then one's on AK and one's on 10th degree.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's actually, I got lucky this year because all the COVID and everything. I got it at like the best hotel in Austin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like, it's ridiculously glamorous. I can't wait for everybody to come check it out.
Awesome.
Cool.
Now,
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about, because, you guys have kind of started having tournaments again. How is that going? What's the level like? Are people out there competing as far as the fighters?
It's not. I feel like it's not as strong. It's only like a little less than pre-COVID right now. Everybody in Texas is out. They're wearing masks at tournaments. But we're back to normal basically. Yeah. We wear masks, but we still actually have online competition too. I think we'll have maybe like 50 or so people online. Most of our tournaments for TKO, they're online and in person. And we'll have about 50 people online at anywhere from like 2 to 250, I think right now. Yeah. It was more than that, at COVID or before COVID, but we're getting back to it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I mean, we got the big fight coming up.
Well,
yeah.
And so you got a big one, a lot, but I've heard people going both ways on it. Obviously, I know you got the confidence in yourself that you're going to win. You got 3 rounds.
Yep.
Be realistic, not optimistic. Tell me, what do you think outside of you with the win? What can we expect to see in this fight?
So I'm pretty sure last time me and Anthony fought, I'm pretty sure he got me, but I think it was only maybe by 1 or something. I'm not gonna make an excuse. I don't remember, but 3 rounds is a lot. I know Anthony's been doing good in virtual fight tour, but I don't know. The last person he fought, I'm different than the last person. So yeah. I'm more of an athlete than he is. I'm not trying to put him down. He has great basics and he's very crafty. I'm longer than him. I'm lighter. So
I was gonna mention that. What's up with where are you weighing at right now?
I'm weighing at 2. I could probably gain 5 pounds during this quarantine. I'm at 2.
You're too flat.
200.
Yeah.
Right.
You look. Dude. If you would have said 193, I'd have bought it.
Yeah.
You just look slimmer, man.
Right.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah. I'm excited about this fight, though, man. I think everybody. I don't know. I feel like, everyone's been underestimating Anthony all these times and all these fights, and I feel like you get kind of the same way. You get kind of underestimated as well. People don't realize how much of an athlete you are, or just that you're ready to combine the athletic part with the being, the best point fighter you can be right now. You're at that. You're what, 29, 30?
30, yeah.
30. So you're at that range now. You're like, all right, it's time to make it happen, right?
Yeah.
So just talk about that. Like, what is you don't have to tell us your game plan for the fight, but what's your mindset going in?
Use my length, use my athleticism. From what I see, he's got pretty good stamina, but his I don't know. I didn't get to see his last fight. I saw the highlights or whatever. I saw I saw his last thing where he got kicked by Brandon. I hope he's healed up from that. So that'll be a thing. I know I heard you guys talking about that. So definitely, going for some body kicks and just adding a little bit more kicks to my game plan than normal, but using my length.
Awesome.
I think one of the things that Anthony's improved on the most over the last few years is his precision to his spacing. He's always been aware of that and had those skills. What I feel like he's capitalized the most on is just when that spacing happens, he doesn't second guess. He doesn't wait a little bit more. So when it happens, when he makes his decision, he's just going to make it, and he makes it a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But you've thrown some things that people don't have plans for, all right? People don't plan for a lot of stuff, for some things that you come out with, all right? So I want to play a little game, all right? You're about this. You could be in the middle of your career right now. I don't know, all right? But we just done talking about where we saw you from 10 years ago to now. You could have 10 more years, right? So I'm going to bring up some names of some people you've likely never fought, and I want to know, do you beat them or do they beat you? All right? Okay. Anthony Price.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I haven't watched much video.
Oh, man.
You don't watch much video?
Dude, I grew up Raymond, man. I just watched Raymond.
Okay.
All
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna mess whole thing up.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
So you really didn't watch like much video at all?
Nah, man. Like I'm telling you, like.
All right, I'm gonna change my names now, but I'm gonna still do this. Mike P.
See, I actually have fought him a couple years ago, and he outsmarted me. He beat me at U.S. Open. I think it was open weight, and like, I just got frustrated, man. I got frustrated. Like, I was like, "How am I losing this old man?" And made some mistakes that I shouldn't have, and beat me points wise. And yeah, so I'm gonna say him.
That was a couple years ago. That was probably like what, like 5? That was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, probably about that.
All right, you're 5 years older now. You were 25 then.
I'm gonna go with me now, I guess, but I gotta respect it.
Yeah.
All right. Damon Gilbert.
Oh shit. You know what? I haven't seen any videos on him, honestly. That would be fun because pretty sure he hates me, but it would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that being a fun one. Definitely. That would be the battle of late hits. So.
See, I get a bad rep.
Johnny Tension.
That's a now thing, or that's a
Jotty fighting, let's say, 2005 Jotty.
I don't know. I gotta respect him a lot, so I'm not gonna go on here saying I'm gonna beat him.
All right, Trevor Nash.
That's another GOAT too, man. I fought him a few years back. Shoot, I don't know. That was a few years back. Yeah, I fought him, and
it was a super fight, right?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I fought him in super fights, and yeah, he had a temper, man. He was cussing my coach out, pushed me off stage. Now I fought him the next day in point, and I kicked him in his balls, I think 2 or 3 times. Because he's so tall, man. Like I was trying to
chamber.
Yeah. Didn't necessarily mean to, but it happened. I don't know, man. 2000. I haven't seen him now, but yeah, I don't know. That's a hard one. It'd be a fun one though too. I love fighting bigger guys.
Awesome.
Well, this kind of ruins my whole thing because you say you don't watch tape. You're like the first person I've ever met that says they don't watch tape.
Yeah, man. I came up watching YouTube.
Why
I
don't you
watched
watch
Raymond
tape?
and Jack and Robbie and all those guys. I mean, I don't personally. I connect more. Like
I have heard talk to other people that say they don't watch tape. So I'm curious why you don't.
We
I
just say
came.
older stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch the older stuff. I came up literally. Ray was like the star. You know, he's been the star for the past decade. I watch all his stuff, and I could do all the things that he could do. So I didn't really see a reason to watch anybody else, man. I watched some Jotty, but not any of his like older stuff. Yeah.
All right.
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah, I know. Hey, that's just you and I. You know, we watch everything, so everybody's not the same as us, so it's okay. All right. So what's next after this? You know, get on. Say you win Virtual Fight Tour, and you move on. What's your next event? What else is going on?
My head is not even there yet, man.
Okay.
I'm worried about my tournament, and then after that, I'll worry about everything else.
Awesome.
Well, you had a good matchup with Cam, all right? You had a good strategy. Looked like it was gone. Cam took the win.
Yeah.
Outside of Cam, is there anybody else you want to see in 3 rounds?
Tomas.
Moss would be good. Yeah.
I'm not gonna say any names yet. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'd like to fight him again. He's a big motherfucker, man. I got dazed on one of the punches, I think, and I was like, it was fucking fight or flight mode, and it was just fucking fight, so I just kept going in. But yeah, I think he had like 60 pounds on me, so
yeah,
I'd like to do that fight again.
And he ain't slow either. That's
fucking not, yeah.
That's what it's like. So wait a minute, because if I was 260, I wouldn't move.
Yeah. I felt like I played into his game plan. Like I got to a point where I would just go. Like I started off setting him up a little bit more. Like I had a lead a little bit, and then I started just going and running into shit. So yeah, if I was gonna fight him again, I would definitely space it out a little bit more. It was hard with that ring though too.
What about someone like Brian Rodriguez?
I'll fight Brian. I've fought him in I think teams. I think that's the only time I fought him. We fought at AKA that same year that 2019 I fought everybody.
Yeah.
I think I beat him points wise. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But it'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think that would be a good matchup. Seeing you two fight would be a good matchup.
I really like his fighting style. I like the way he fights. He I don't know. It's similar to me because I think he's a power fighter. I really admire that guy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah,
you got size on him though.
Really? I think I got a little bit of weight on him, man.
Yeah. You might have 15 to 20 on him.
Yeah.
All right. So
you got your tournament April 17th, right?
Yes, sir. Centex Open, Austin, Texas.
All right, Centex Open, Austin, Texas. But before that, everybody, don't forget to get your tickets for the Virtual Fight Tour 7 card. Go to myuventex.com. We are sponsored by the Virtual Fight Tour. Don't forget, we are listener supported.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Those tickets.
Yes, get those tickets, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend, man.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you guys doing this. It's a great thing we do for the sport.
Let's not make it the only time.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Hey, anytime. I love talking to you guys.
All right. See you, man. All right.
Welcome, brother.
Yeah. Been a crazy evening. So
it's all good.
It's all good. So
yeah, telling Justice, dude, you're laughing at me on the inside, aren't you? Right now, you're laughing at me.
What?
Because of these freaking glasses I gotta wear.
Oh yeah, a little bit, you know.
They're not like really because like glasses. They're these blue light glasses. Because if I stare at screens all freaking day all the time, so my eyes almost feel swollen at the end of the day. If I don't have something like this on. So now, whatever. Yeah, I know. I look like I'm 72. I get it. How you been though, man?
Man, it's
How
been
was your
a
week?
busy.
How was your weekend and your week?
So my weekend was good. We had a birthday party here at the karate school, and had some training. Had Friday camp, day camp. So just busy week, and then just been like it is, just working on stuff for the school, the business, all that. So yeah, man. So busy. How about you?
Forgot to mention this.
Uh-oh.
I feel horrible. It's my son's birthday today.
How come we always record on like the days of your kids' birthdays?
That is an observation. I didn't
Happy birthday.
Zachary's 2 years old today. He's 2, and it's pretty simple. Like we laugh around like, well, what do you want to get him? You want to get him this? You want to get him that? And we're like, Yeah. He's into like a couple of things, right? He's into anything like with a truck, and he's into anything with a dinosaur, or maybe a train.
Maybe he'll do what your daughter did and just combine it all, right? So is there a truck, dinosaur, train combo?
That's what happened. So my dad's gift to him just came in the mail literally an hour before the show started, right?
Mm-hmm.
So God, like FaceTiming him, do it. It's a dinosaur like truck that moves by itself. It's like a Roomba. So like it'll just move all around. It's got lights and everything. So it'll go like it's going right towards like a wall, but it'll stop and then turn and go like another direction.
Oh man.
And he's just losing it, going, dinosaur truck. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Zachy, you're gonna have an aneurysm. So it's been a great day, man. But you know what's funny? Chance was talking about, he's like, yeah, everything's like, it's like open, it's not open. So I had the kids for half the day today, right? So I go and I take them, I'm like, we're gonna go to this place, probably gonna make them wear masks, no big deal. We'll go there. Place is shut down. They shut the place down. And so I look in there, they're like, yeah, they told them you can't be in close proximity, so they were forced to shut down.
Wow.
There's no way. So it wasn't because of the masks, it was because the state says there's no way that you could control having people at like a place on this place. It's huge. Right. It used to be a Walmart. Right.
So how long has it been shut down? Has it been shut down the whole COVID thing? Oh wow.
They were told like, just give it up. You're not gonna open. Like, find a new career. Find a new business.
You're just the guy that hadn't noticed that it had been closed for a year.
Well, basically. Well, I knew they were closed, but like I thought, they'll be open now.
Yeah.
Right?
So they have this thing called Instagram and
website, I know.
Facebook, and you can check that stuff out before. So,
but listen, this is where it gets crazy, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, I need something to do that's indoors with these kids today because it's raining out, right? So I'm like, I'm not going. I'm glad it's spring right now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm like, it's raining outside. I'm not doing jump in the puddles thing. I'm not doing that today. So I'm like, let's go to the mall. Now, Woodfield Mall is one of the larger malls in the country. Ain't no mall in America, but let's be honest, nothing is, right? No. So, but it's a big mall. So a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I was there and there was like 3 other people in the whole mall there. I'm like, perfect. We'll go do that. There'll be nobody there. We can just do whatever we want. Jeff, I'm not kidding you. Every parking spot in the entire freaking mall.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't these crowds. Now I've already hyped it up to the kids.
Right.
I've already said we're gonna go. Now I hyped this thing up. We're there. She don't care. My daughter, she don't care that there's not. So I'm like, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up, and if I don't get a parking space right away, turn it around.
Right.
Got one right up front. It was almost like the worst time to get a great parking space. We get the parking space. I go in, and dude, I'm not kidding you. It was like the week before Christmas on a normal time. And people just like they're on top of you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
look at this. This one place closed because the state says there's no way you can do that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I can't get from here to Starbucks. I can't get across.
Yeah.
All over the place. And I'm like, that sucks. You know what I mean? Whatever.
It's crazy, man. So let's see what was one of the topics we wanted to get in to finish up the show today.
Well, we had our predictions.
We did. We kind of did them like last week. You and I did a little bit.
We did do that a little bit.
Yeah. We actually did do that last week. But we were talking about, you and I were talking about, I'm sorry, today's all over the place, guys.
Oh, man, go ahead.
Here we go. Do we want to bring this one up? The meme that you sent me?
Yes.
All right.
Go ahead.
Right, so especially right now, this is kind of happening, especially with virtual tournaments, all kinds of things going on. So it's the good meme, and I think we've talked about this once before or several times. But so you're telling me I can lose every tournament but still be a world champion if the guy who beats me doesn't register. So this is something we've all talked about. And yes, let's see. Yeah,
funny. It's one of those things where it's like it's a joke, but not really a joke. It's funny, but then it pisses you off at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I will.
Yeah, Jeff. You ever go? Next time you come to Chicago, I'll show you Woodfield. Woodfield's cool spot.
But yeah, so again, that's something that is interesting, right? It's the thing that is kind of tough about having a points chase, really, is what it is, you know. Now, I know that there's not many other leagues besides NASCAR that do that. ProMac this year has done where they have a points chase, but at Battle of Atlanta, they're doing almost like a Super Grands that Thursday before is going to be their year-end championships. And then
that's the best way to do it. And
then the Battle of Atlanta tournament will be the first of their short season. So they're going to do like a half season. Now, I think that is a points race. So they're going to give you – so it's like because everything's different and been weird, you know, they're going from the end of it to there. So, I mean –
I don't know how they're going to manage that, but okay.
Well, yeah, it's just June to December.
Yeah.
And then the points for there. So that's going to be interesting. But I think that – yeah, I don't know. That's always something that I liked about NBL is you didn't have to register for the sanction. There was it was just you go, you get points, and whoever. But there was a point to it at the end because
imagine if you did that with other activities in sports. You're stupid.
Oh, that's true. What happened to
like right now we have the NCAA college tournament. Basketball tournament going on right now. Right. So you had the March Madness tournament going on. If you just looked at it and just went, no, Gonzaga, they're just the best. Like what? Huh?
Oh yeah, points.
No. Right. And even football, even the NCAA football, even they had to they just were like, no, we're just gonna make the championship game between these two teams because we just say so. And after a while, you're like, they're at least having a championship. They're at least doing that. So it made me feel like for a while it was justified, but no, it wasn't. No. So, all right, we're going to pick it down to these 4 teams. All right, that's fine.
Even that can be kind of...
It's going to do that. The money will be there, and that's just what it's going to be. Okay. Right. But, yeah, even then,
I think it's the best to do a playoffs, a regular season, and then almost like a playoff system, I think that's what a lot of people want, and that's why you constantly hear people wanting to bring back that type of system, that NPL type of system. So I get calls and messages about that all the time. So, but yeah. So I mean, that's definitely something that is a topic, and it's something that's always in our sport because the biggest league in our nation, in our sport, does it like that. So
okay, so let's try to fix it. Let's try to Jeff and Alex fix it. All right, so
Diamonds is the end of the year. Is the Super Grands?
they're not. It's not going to happen. I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because you cannot put the Diamonds into mid-November or later. Cannot.
Well, you don't
think
have
of what you're talking about.
You don't have
talking
to.
about. Think of what you're talking about, though. You're talking about putting a tournament in Minnesota at the end of the year. Ain't gonna happen.
It doesn't. Why does it have to be at the end of the year? It could be in October. And they were moving it to November anyway, weren't they?
I know. I talked to John earlier about it. I was like, you said you would never do this.
Listen, we've been to places in Christmas time and when it's been worse. So I know. But what I'm saying is that they could do it. They used to always do a separate tournament on Thursday night or Friday night before their tournament anyway. So they could make it work. And have in October. It doesn't have to be, And then if you want to make it where the tournament's in November or December, if you have that many, I don't even know if you need to have that many. From things I've heard, there may not be that many, in the future. So you just kind of.
Well, what would be ideal is if there was tournaments at least 11 months out of the year,
Yeah.
If you didn't have anything in December, like, all right, it's your off season is December. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think November and December can be an off season. Then you start back in January. I think that's fine. Having those times.
Yeah. So you could do that. So, but then, all right, looking at that, yeah, Cal's right. The NBL layout. Here's what was good about the NBL.
You'll take Minnesota in November over Buffalo at the end of December. Which, hey, I don't know it's not that much of a difference, really.
See, this is what people forget. People forget the Diamond Nationals in 1996. You were probably there.
I was there, and it was insane.
Yeah, there was a blizzard, and it was like November 14th or something like that, right? So It wasn't even late. So it was mid-November, and there was a blizzard.
And there was snow.
And it was downtown Minneapolis.
Right now,
everybody was stuck. Nobody could get anywhere. It was just done.
Yeah.
And then the next year, attendance just tanked because people were like, I'm not coming back to this crap again, even though that was a great tournament.
That was the awesome one because that was the first year they went into the dome and or whatever.
It was the next year they did that.
No, 97 was the first year they did that.
Right. Oh, yeah. Meaning that next year was really awesome. Yes, you're right. It was. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's Jeff and Alex.
Don't tell me now.
We're kind of rambling here. So if the points actually did mean something, let's make the points mean something. All right.
That's a good question.
What is Jeff or what?
Does it matter if Morgan Plowden doesn't register, or does it matter that Morgan Plowden doesn't register to chase points? We all know that she is the best, though.
Right. Exactly. So let's say the points actually are going to mean something. So if the points, kind of like the NBL system is going, if that gets you to a seed, right? So you're the number one seed. Okay. So now that puts you, maybe you don't even have to fight for the first couple rounds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now the other brackets or the rest of the bracket is going to be that everybody has to make their way into you. Maybe we even just save you to the last freaking fight. So now there's a real reason for you to chase points, but it doesn't guarantee you anything because you are not a champion unless you win this championship. So if Morgan has to go through everybody and get there, and then she beats you, okay, Morgan gets there. But if Morgan goes through everybody and then you beat her in the end, you at least beat her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. But I think this is where we have to find a different type of rating system. And that's for another conversation. But I think that's something else that we can look forward to. I don't want to
dog on. We dog on NASCA a lot. And the reason why is because there's two reasons. One, it's easy because they kind of do it to themselves a lot, right? Yeah. They make themselves easy targets so often. But we also expect a lot out of them because they're the best in the country.
Yep.
What is it? What is Kyle saying?
Yeah, 2005 and 2007 Super Grand. Trevor came in as a wild card. There were 26 competitors in our division, and he won. Yeah, damn. I've seen him do it several times. 2004 Super Grands as well.
So really, they get less. It doesn't have a formula that needs fixing and coming up with. It's already been there. It's good. It's done. That should be it, right?
Right.
But the Super Grands was a week long. Now, I've never been to Super Grands. You tell me, does it need to be a week?
No, it doesn't need to be a week, but it was double elimination as well. So that changed a little bit. I think that you could do it. The hard part is just getting the judges for that long and having enough to get more than, 8 rings or even, you know what I mean? So for a week. So that part is tough. It does take a while. I think
well, the other
why the WACO can do it is because they do something that a lot of us don't like, is that juniors are 1 year and the seniors are the other year. So that actually splits it up. If you had all that going on at one event,
there's still a week.
Oh, I know, but it would be even longer. So especially the way they do it, they split it up to where it's one fight a day. This isn't like that. You fight your whole everything down until you're to the last 2, and then you fight in the finals most of the time the next night.
Well, that's kind of what the WKC system is like.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming the WKU and the WKA is very similar to that. So they're all kind of have the same system in the sense that they're all taking a week long. So this could be the exact same thing. Like, here you go, NASCA. Just pick up. NBL wasn't horrible. They had a lot of great things. Take this. NBL's not having it anymore. Take this and run with it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, there's lots of things on that. So, I mean, there's so many ideas on that. I would like to see, the higher level competitors come back at that again, and be able to do a system that way. I like to see WKC, WKU, all those be able to have the best team, the best people from each country compete for it. So
how would you do it with forms? Let's wrap this one up. But how would you do it with forms? Like, so if someone is like, all right, I'm the bomb. No, but I didn't lose my division all year.
Right.
I won everything. I'm clearly the number 1 seed. What does that get you for form?
You go last. Yeah, that's what it always was. You went last. Everybody went, and then if say all you had was a regional seed, you would be pretty much first or second.
Oh, wow.
If you were 5th nationally, but you didn't have a number 1 seed at all, like you didn't win any region, say like you only went to the nationals, but you got like 4th place every tournament, but you didn't win any tournaments, like winning tournaments in a region was higher than getting 4th nationally because you actually went and won something. You know what I'm saying? So
can you be a wild card in forms?
Yeah. So there was a wild card round, and say because sometimes there was like 4 people in the wild card, and then you do your division, you compete. Whoever wins moves on. They do their form again in the division. They go first though. So yeah, Keith Weston did this. The last 2 years that they had Super Grands or whatever, and won, and then won the whole thing. So, and those are still big divisions. Even when Super Grands was low, the men's Japanese divisions had at least 15 to 18 people, even when Super Grands was low. So, yeah. And you had him and several other amazing competitors that were going against each other. So
our sport is just thriving for something like that people just want to go, we all want to do this.
Right.
Even if all right, no, we didn't do any of the point system, we didn't do any tournaments. We want to be a part of something that has one unified where you can go, yeah, you were the world champ.
Right. Right. Yeah, I definitely think so. The biggest thing again is everyone wants to be that person that runs it. Everyone wants to be that person that gets the money for it, that gets the prestige for it. So that there has to be a group of people that just come together, and maybe even people don't even know who's running it. You know what I mean? And that way it's not an ego thing, but it's also. Because the problem I see is that everyone tries to push. Oh, I have this big team. I have this big team, so let me get to the promoter and tell them, that they need to treat me better because I have this many people and this or that. And there's a lot of pressure on that.
That always happens.
Huh?
That always happens.
That always happens. So That's, I think, is one of the biggest thing. But let's see, what did he say? Well, yeah, that's true. People also
have to stop discounting people that win these events and calling themselves champions when they don't show up.
Well, yeah, I mean, you
I don't even know. Like when somebody does that, you just kind of look at them and go, "They still make you,
right?
Like, they make you, like
right.
You still exist. I didn't know they made people like you anymore. They produce you. All right, okay. Thought you were a late model."
Mike, we'll have to touch that subject next week. Sorry.
You?
Yeah. That's a town. We're right in the middle of everything. So, yeah, Mike had a question about the women's prize money. Do we want to touch that now, or do we want to touch that next week?
Let's do both. Let's touch on it
a little bit, and
we're already here. We already mentioned it. Yeah, we can.
All right. So,
you want me to tell you?
Well, yeah. So, listening to CTE, I get exactly what Chris says. Like, I'd like for it to be equal. We all want it to be that way. But again, you also look at it as a promoter's view. You also look at it at what are you bringing to the table, right? Like
BS.
Like in other sports. I mean, it's just be a fact.
No, because we're not like other sports. That's what promoters will try to tell you, and that's what everybody else tries to say. Like, well, the men bring in more money than the women. You got to look them dead in the eye and go, BS. That's not where your money's coming from.
Well, yes, everyone understands that. Then don't even pay the men and women. Then if that's where the money doesn't come from.
So then why do you pay anybody at all?
Because it's a prestige thing. Because we still want to make it like a professional thing.
Well, no. Now you gotta, right? Because two reasons. One, it's the culture that's that's precedent that's been set.
Right.
Okay. That's number one. Because you kind of got it. You're kind of stuck now. All right. Number two, it is an enticement to keep them going, right? So you can't not do it, right? This was the reason, right?
Right.
If it's something to be advertised, like, oh, we're giving out $500, and you think that's something, that's why you put it on your flyer,
right?
Right. But it's the fact that, like, you think this is something, so you are using it to entice people to go. That's literally what you're doing, right?
Right.
So, and it's going to keep happening like that, where people are just
like what argument? I didn't even get to say anything.
I mean, in general, my bad. I know I just kind of jumped all over you. My bad.
No, it's all right. No, it's okay. But I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, forms. I think all of it should be spaced out the same. Honestly, the problem is that it's not, because there's less fighting divisions. There's more forms divisions. So if we made it that way, there was 1,000 for every grand. Well, you're still giving more forms money, and really, it is more forms money than fighting money, because you have what, I don't know how many forms grand now. What, 5 at least, maybe?
Yeah, which is also should have stopped.
3, 4, 4 pretty much for the adults, right? So there's that, and then you also have the seniors, so that's 2 more. So I think it all should be the same, but again, it's just it's just different. I like the percentage thing, honestly. I think however many people come in, that is what it is.
Here's why I'll debunk that.
All right, but time out. We're talking about 2 different things. We're talking about national tournaments and regional tournaments. That's the problem, right? A national tournament is different than our regional tournament.
The reason why is because it's really just the precedent being set. It doesn't, if it's a regional tournament or a national tournament, they should be the same. Whatever dollar amount you set for one, if it's $300 for the grand, it should be the same. I want to get paid Bitcoin. That's a good one, Chance. It really is, because if you see, all right, the value for winning this event is $1,000, then there you go. It's a chance set of two. So it should be the same. If the value for winning this event is $1,000, then the value for winning this event should be $1,000. Shouldn't be $1,000 if you're a man, but $400 or $500.
Right.
Woman. Like, that doesn't make sense.
No. That doesn't make sense.
And here's why I'll debunk the men bring in more than the women. All right. So let's say you do that. Let's say your tournament falls off. Now nobody's coming. Are you going to start bringing in? Are you gonna increase that prize money ever to bring in more men? Right? Let's say your tournament falls off.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now what? You got to do something to get the men back, because you don't have because now they're not coming. What are you gonna do?
You just realize that your tournament's not that type of tournament, and you focus on the underbelts, or you focus on the teams, and you give money back to the schools that bring you people. And then eventually those people that come, hey, they want to fight too. And then they start going, and then, I mean, that's where you really
it's just a cycle.
No, not really. Because you're actually getting the schools involved, which then they're the ones who actually create the competitors, right?
So then what you're saying is
those reward the schools and focus on the schools, and then eventually, but again, I'm saying this in what you said after they're done. Right now we have a competitor, we have a division that has men fighters coming in. You're talking about, I was answering you from once Correct. They're gone. Okay. So, you
want to get more people back to your tournament.
Right. So you focus on getting more people back to your tournament, not getting more men fighters back to your tournament.
But isn't that what they do? Isn't that what tournaments do right now?
Oh, they do. That's not what the best idea should be.
But on every single tournament flyer, you're going to see grand prize money, this.
Right.
And you have to, because that's a tool to get people to come. And the president's been said, if you just saw a tournament that said,
right, but a lot of people
tournament, you're going to know, you're going to ask, what's the prize money? Because that's the culture.
Oh, yeah.
The culture's already been set with that. So if you see this tournament and you're somewhat interested, you're like, man, it seems interesting. Maybe I'll go. What's the prize money? That's like the next thing out of your mouth. What's the prize money?
Not everybody, but
if you have a shot to win,
right, it is.
You're gonna ask that.
Correct.
All right. So why it should not be different? If it's out there, if it's a tool that's used to get people to come in, it should be the same.
Right.
And the fact that, we never get women fighters to come. Why the heck do you think Chelsea Nash protested the AKA Warrior Cup? Because they didn't give women a Warrior Cup.
Right.
You had literally at that time, the greatest woman fighter in the world saying, F you, I ain't going. All right. Even though she was invited, because it's like, what am I going for? You're not even like you're broadcasting this tournament as this great tournament because of, look at this massive award. You'll give that award to a 14-year-old who won a forms division, but you won't give it to the women.
Right.
Wow. Doesn't make sense.
No,
right?
That doesn't make sense. But again, you saying that women aren't coming because they're not given the same money, that's not true at all either. They're just not coming. Even if they do give the same, it doesn't, I think a lot of times the big prize is great to put it out there. To get more people actually there, it would be going back to a divisional money and more money for divisional grands, and then 500 or whatever, right? But I still think at the bigger tournaments, you're going to need to get that 1,000.
So you're going to need to get the women 1,000,
right? At the bigger tournaments, they do, Alex. So what are you talking about?
So then it gets down to whether a big tournament or a little tournament.
Right. Give the same no matter what. That's fine. But
that's all I'm saying.
Right. You're comparing it to other tournaments, so you're kind of confusing me there on what you're talking about.
I'm confusing. Yeah. I'm just confusing myself. Very animated about this one.
All right. I mean, I get it. I just know that again, we can't compare it to other sports, but I'm just saying other sports, it's a little different because we're bringing in spectators, right? So when we become a spectator sport, that may be when it has to change, but who knows? We will see.
I mean, yeah, maybe. All right. Comment, guys. Let us know how.
Last thing. I don't like this. I don't like putting a stipulation. If you're going to set your money and do it, then give it out, and that's it.
What is Kyle saying?
Put a number of competitors stipulation on it. Can you not see?
Oh, no.
You have glasses on, so
you think these are blue light glasses.
Oh, all right.
These are to protect my eyes. All right. Do you think it's to put a number? No, it's not fair. All right.
No, I don't like that.
Because that's not because it's not fair to say, well, you need to have 8 people there, so only 6 registered. So I'm not going to give you the prize money because you didn't have the minimum amount of people. But I want to say that ain't my damn job to get people to come to your tournament. It's your job to get people to come to your tournament. I did my job.
Correct.
You do your job.
Right. It's just a lot different, man. You're from here from a competitor's view. You never ran a tournament, so it's not as easy as everyone thinks it is. So
I know that.
But I do think that you have to just commit to it. Don't overstretch. And I think a lot of promoters overstretch, and I've been one of them. But I've just made it happen. I'm not going to be like, oh, only if you have this amount of people or only this or that. You know, if you show up and you're ready to fight, you're going to get the money. So. And I think that's the biggest thing. So whatever you advertise, you need to put out. And I don't care how many different flyers you put out. I've had some tournaments that their first opening pre-flyer said this amount, and then when they put out their bigger flyer, the amount went lower. Sorry, it's out there. That's what you have to go by.
Wow.
So, yep. All right, man. This has been an interesting show.
But it's been a lot better. Look you can actually see and hear me this time.
It's true. I was
like the worst show ever.
That was pretty bad. It was
the worst. It was the worst. I hated it. I'm so glad.
All right, man.
This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. See you guys next week. We got a great episode focusing on lots of new competitors and talking about what they're thinking about the world of martial arts.
It's going to be good.
Yes.